sort of say, well, we'll get accustomed to it and make up later.
Well, valuable thoughts there from Ian Bishop. Play about to start here on day 3. The players already making their way out to the centre, and like I mentioned earlier, the conditions overcast at the moment. Maximum temperature 34 degrees centigrade, but it's the humidity that has come down. It's 65%. Some of the other days it was a lot more. So the players won't mind these conditions, and play about to start here. In the commentary box, you've got Danny Morrison and Sanjay Manjrekar.
Thank you very much, Ravi. No wonder there are smiles there on the faces of the players, umpires. It's going to be a cooler day. The humidity, there's a big drop in that. 85% yesterday. Today it's going to be 65%. Very clear from the pictures that you're seeing at the moment that the sun is not out yet. We just got a bit of a peep this morning of the sun, but apart from that, it's been overcast. And a lot of people believe that day 3 is the day when you get a fair idea where the test match is heading. And just might be the case here at the Wankhede Stadium. Night watchman on the left, Merv Dillon, and Ramnaresh Sarwan on the right, resuming their innings. With me is Danny Morrison. You agree with that theory? Day 3 almost decides the test match?
Well, it's sort of about day 1 and 2 as well, Sanjay, because they're just as important in a way because they set the tone of the game. And I think winning the toss for Sourav Ganguly and hot, humid, difficult conditions we've seen already days 1 and 2. When things go well for you, they start to really go well for you. And when things are going bad, they can often go from bad to worse. And so for the West Indies, they had to field for almost 2 days in that searing, energy-sapping heat. And then look at it, turn out for day 3, it's a lot cooler, it's overcast, perfect conditions for the Indians to go out and field. So things are going just nicely for the home side.
So the pitch conditions and other cricketing conditions could be put down to design, but weather conditions somehow have also been in favour of India. Could be the star for West Indies in this series. I just get the feeling this may be the series that will establish him and enhance his reputation. Batting on 20. Was good with the ball, Merv Dillon. Whether he can make a worthwhile contribution with the bat remains to be seen. Interesting choice of bowler to start up, Harbhajan Singh, bowling from the Garware Pavilion end. One thought maybe the seamers would start from both ends, but obviously Harbhajan Singh is the bowler that Ganguly has favoured for wickets early, and it's not a bad idea at Wankhede Stadium. You'll see that there will be a little bit of bite for the spinners to start up with. Day 3.
Big smiles from my co-commentator here, Sanjay Manjrekar. Yeah, I think it's a good ploy. There's no doubt about the ball is hard. It's only into its 15th over. And Harbhajan Singh, he won't mind if it's a fairly newish ball. These spinners tend to bowl into the older, but relishing the opportunity.
I love the speed that he's bowling at. The first one was about 82. This one 84 miles per hour as compared to Nagamutu, who was bowling at nearly 100 at times. And that's one thing that we mentioned yesterday also. If you're slower in the air, high arm action, that ball that we're using in this series responds beautifully when it can do that. In fact, most balls would. More so this one because of that prominent seam that it has. First runs of the morning. Sarwan is playing that down on the leg side. S.S. Das, the fielder from forward short leg.
These are locally made balls. We were discussing this off air on day 1 and 2. And we said out in the middle, just saying how pronounced you've been talking about the seam there. Proud seam, English style of ball, like Dukes and Readers, as opposed to Kookaburras made in Australia.
Something that a night watchman would be deceived by. A quicker delivery right in the block hole. Played well by Dillon.
Just on that point, you say Harbhajan Singh with his pace and his flight and guile, as opposed to Nagamutu, when he did get it right and slow down and give it air, he got wickets. Late in the piece, after tea, Look what he had Lakshman stumped on the stroke of tee yesterday, and then he all started to cause some problems for the tail, the middle and tail. Long on's just gone back a little bit here.
Oh, it's the one that goes the other way. Completely deceived was Merv Dillon. No damage done. 34 for 2 West Indies.
Going to be very difficult for recognised batsmen, let alone tail-enders and night watchmen. This man is a class act, Harbhajan Singh. He's just got it on a string already. Beautiful piece of bowling.
.34 for 2 and some problems with the helmet for Ramnaresh Sarwan. Actually no problems. He just decided to go with the cap, as we see Anil Kumble joining Harbhajan Singh to be the opening attack on day 3 for India. 3 overs, 1 maiden, 5 runs. And interesting decisions taken this morning, and I would back these decisions purely because whoever has played here at the Wankhede Stadium know for a fact that the first half an hour, it's always a good idea to try the spinners along with the seamers. Seamers definitely get some help, but so do the spinners, irrespective of what the pitch is.
Well, just on that, Sanjay, I think the point is here, these two are the strike weapons, Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble. For my money, are the two that are more likely to get these West Indians out a lot quicker. Men round the bat, a little bit of uneven bounce. We've been going on about how this is a new surface here at Wankhede. And very experienced, Anil Kumble. So no, another no ball. Now, that bounce, that is the disconcerting thing for Sarwan.
Anil Kumble is never happy when he's called for no ball. Just having a good look at what went wrong. And I think he was right. There was just maybe a little bit of the foot behind the line. But for the moment, the move is working. The spinners from India making an impression on the batsman.
He's pretty disappointed. And from a bowling point of view, so that's harsh. I reckon that's harsh because for a start, the umpire, he was a leg spinner himself, Asoka De Silva. So you're not trying to purposely bowl no balls. You just want to get into a groove, foot planted in the same place, consistency factor. So technically, yeah, it was a no ball. Some part of the front foot has to be planted behind that front popping crease, that front line. And it wasn't, as you saw in that replay. But it really is in the way. So that's in the laws of the game, the rules. But it is up to the leniency too from the men in the middle, the umpires. They just sort of let things just go a little bit in terms of that front foot landing.
Not a bad record against India. 6 matches and he's got 450s. He would like to get a number under that hundreds category there. No test 100 yet for Sarwan. And at the moment he's having a few problems against Anil Kumble. Just marking the leg stump was Sarwan with the bail. You can see that between 50 and 99, 13 times he's gone to that score. 5 ducks, under 10 also 5. So Kumble finishes over 35 for 2.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ, मैं कुछ कॉल्स करके आई।
ये BT टुगेदर के मुफ्त शाम और वीकेंड के UK कॉल्स का पूरा फायदा उठा रही है।
बेटे बस एक और।
हेलो।
मिस्टर
Harbhajan Singh, who is bowling quite beautifully. And I think this turn for Harbhajan Singh, when he just stepped up with this caliber of bowling, happened lately in the Champions Trophy. I thought after a couple of games in the Champions Trophy, made a conscious decision to bowl slower. And after that, he also got the wickets in one-day matches, and he realized that running in slowly and releasing the ball slowly in the air is working a lot better for him. And he's continued with that ploy even in the Test series here. He's bowling quite beautifully.
Well, he's got Kumble at slip. Two men either side at silly mid-off and silly mid-on under the helmet. There again, there is that lovely pace that Sanjay Manjrekar is on about. Doesn't matter how good a player you are with the blade, top order players, middle order players, just has that ability to get that little bit of drift and then a sudden dip on you. Almost it's like a magnet to the pitch, just dropping on you. Even if you're good at using your feet, this man with the ball in his hand, a very difficult customer.
I was just talking to Kapil Dev recently in Sri Lanka, and he made a remark about Harbhajan Singh. In fact, he's gone and told the young man that you do one thing: keep a note in your pocket reminding yourself that you got to run slowly when you're going into bowl. The run-up can get a little quick sometimes for Harbhajan Singh, and that's when he also becomes flatter, bowls a lot quicker. So what Kapil Dev, the legendary all-rounder from India, would want him to do is run slowly. That run-up is to get slower, and he's doing that at the moment, and looking good. Again, getting the batsman to drive, that's a good idea. 36 for 2.
Javagal Srinath back into Test match cricket. Not required in the opening stanza here of day 3. 17 overs completed in this West Indies first innings. Already 2 down. This is yesterday evening. Leg before. Khan the man. And he is in good form. And Harbhajan Singh, a lovely bit of flight. Little inside edge there from Hines. And the catch taken. And he was on his way for a painstaking single. 29 deliveries to get 1.
Anil Kumble will continue from the Tata end. How long will he do that is the question, because the conditions are overcast at the moment. There will be that temptation to try the seamers under these conditions. We'll have to hurry with this one. Harbhajan Singh going for the direct hit that Sarwan had called early. His end was safe.
Anil Kumble, just sometimes he just tends to get a little drift into leg stump. That allows batsmen just a little squirt him around the corner. And he too, very similar field as Harbhajan Singh, very attacking.
Well, it's good to see, Danny, that you have a wicket keeper not wearing the helmet against Anil Kumble, because that's been one of the things that happen with India. Whenever Anil Kumble has come into bowl, Nayan Mongia started it with the crash helmet as a wicket keeper. And after that, there were a lot of wicket keepers who played for India, and most of them weren't shy to wear the helmet, but good to see young Parthiv Patel without the helmet.
Yeah, but listen, mate, I've seen some of your pitches here and having played here, where they just turn and bounce and fizz off. I'm not surprised some of these poor little keepers have to wear helmets to this man here. Now to bounce sometimes on conducive wickets for spinning have been frightening. And very brown, very dry surfaces here in the subcontinent, and here in India he has really got the ball to bounce and fizz on a lot of occasions, Anil Kumble, and that's been his strength I saw that graphic yesterday, Sanjay, how many wickets he's taken in India. Anil Kumble, just phenomenal record.
And it's not only Anil Kumble, even Kapil Dev and Srinath. And considering that they're fast bowlers or seam bowlers, they would probably have a better record overseas where the conditions suit them more. But it isn't the case. They have a better strike rate at home, both Srinath and Kapil Dev. That's quite interesting. End of the Anil Kumble over. It's against Merv Dillon. It seems like Harbhajan Singh is experimenting. He's tried a Yorker length delivery. This one was a quicker delivery.
Well, Sanjay, I think it'd be better to give it some air. Really give it some air and try and get it to bite and turn. And just perhaps entice Merv Dillon to give it a bit of humpy over the top. Because he has been known at times, you know, big man, likes to give it large over the top.
And Ganguly is aware of that. He's got that mid-on fielder Sanjay Bangar to drop back a bit. And as the bowler runs in, Ganguly just makes sure every time by looking at him whether he's in the right place. But he's concerned about that position. He's aware any moment the big man will go for the big hit.
Just things nice and quiet. Start of the day. You usually see the faster bowlers operating this first session or first hour, charging in, newish ball, but it's a spin twins, all fired up and getting an opportunity here. Merv Dillon, night watchman, he's just content to have a little look. He's got the Indian blade, he's got the vampire thing out, isn't he? Looking forward to this. I'd like to see if the stick could get going for Merv Dillon. Play a couple of big booming drives over the top, lofted.
For the moment, he's showing some copybook defense against Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan Singh 8 for 84, the best figures in India. And the average also, as we expect with Indian spinners and bowlers who've been weaned and bred in Indian conditions, home conditions, tend to have better performances at home. Test overseas, an average of 36.65. Just got to get a little more full. Harbhajan Singh, 37 for 2.
The West Indies will be content just to play in this holding pattern. But, one thing that Mikey Holding mentioned, you've got to be out there and keep ticking the scoreboard over. Merv Dillon, while he's been the night watchman, he's done his job overnight. So he needs to get on. Just play a few shots if he wishes. Anything's a bit of a bonus from Merv Dillon.
.37 for 2. Himalayan task ahead for West Indies. Sarwan is looking better. He seems to have got the idea, at least when it comes to Anil Kumble. Looking to play off the front foot and looking to play on the leg side, which is not a bad idea. It's a batsman's game here, Danny. With the Indian team batting, we had good crowds on weekdays. Today also is a weekday, but not too many people have come in. So they just come to watch the batting stars. What about Harbhajan Singh, Anil Kumble, Srinath, Zahir Khan?
Yes,
they haven't come to watch them, is it?
Dravid, Tendulkar, Ganguly, and Sehwag. The rock star batters. And, they've been putting on some good performances of late with the blade. But these men here with the ball in their hand, Kumble and Harbhajan Singh, they're worth watching. So maybe a little later on, Sanjay, that crowd will start to build up after the lunch break and later on into the day here on Friday, day 3.
Again, looking to play on the back foot. Not such a great idea. But he's got off strike.
Just a shake of the head there. Frustrated. His length possibly there. A couple of deliveries to Merv Dillon. Just such a run miser as well. Takes wickets, but also he just doesn't give away a lot of runs.
Good shot to mid-off. He's looking to get onto the front foot, looking to get to the pitch of the ball is Sarwan. That's good tactics as a batsman on slightly turning pitches, and especially against Anil Kumble. I've always felt as a batsman batting on Indian pitches against spinners, if you don't get to the pitch of the ball, might be a good idea to not attempt to play it. You see a lot of overseas batsmen without getting to the pitch of the ball looking to play it with the bat and pad close together, and that's when those fielders at silly point and forward short leg come into business. I've only looked to play with the bat when I'm to the pitch of the ball, and when not, don't really make too much of an attempt to play it. Leave it or take it on the pads. 39 for 2.
और आप फोन करती रहना. बाय. कौन सा? नबीला. अब वो बर्मिंघम में है.
BT Together से सिर्फ 18.50 प्रति माह चुकाने से, जिसमें लाइन रेंटल भी शामिल है. अब शाम और वीकेंड की UK.
अच्छा लिखो. पहले तो लेना.
Fielders get in. Getting close for that cash.
Yeah, he's looking to do a lot more of this, Anil Kumble. The wrong one, which is not really the orthodox googly, but more like a top spinner that just angles into the right-hander. But he's developed this ball and has a lot more control and confidence over this ball for the last 2 years, and bowls more of that on turning pitches than on flatter decks. He's on the back foot, and Ashok De Silva is having a good look at it, and the finger goes up. So Anil Kumble gets into the wicket-taking act, and he made the mistake, Sarwan, of staying on the back foot to Anil Kumble. Not too many batsmen look to do that. It's a disappointing end to the young man.
Certainly is. He had a good long look at the Sissoko De Silva. It's pitched on, and we'd have to say probably would have hit leg stump. Very, very passionate plea there from Anil Kumble. Took his time. Sissoko De Silva in the affirmative. Sarwan's gone for 22, 43 for 3.
Oh my. Trip. Khan, who decides that deft footwork is the better choice than the hands. Couple of runs.
Deft footwork by the fielder, but deft touch from the night watchman, Mervyn Dillon. Nice little paddle around the corner. Quite pleased about that move, Dillon. He's popped along to 12. It's that boundary. So the long on is back for Harbhajan Singh, bowling to Mervyn Dillon. He's decided to have a little bit of protection. 4 men round the bat.
Again hitting the high part of the bat. Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble are the spinners in tandem, and Anil Kumble got the first breakthrough on day 3. It's a good thing that the ball just held its line. It pitched on middle and leg, and with the angle that Kumble is bowling at, would have carried down the leg side, but the ball just held its line and straightened after pitching, and that was the crucial thing that Ashok De Silva was watching out for.
Well, he's also intelligent, Anil Kumble, because he's bowling from the right end. He's bowling from Sissoko De Silva's end. I've said this before and harped on about it. Sissoko De Silva was a leg spinner himself. A useful leg spinner for Sri Lanka. So I think he's picked the right end. Harbhajan Singh operating with David Shepherd. So he's very shrewd, this Anil Kumble.
David Shepherd is a batsman. Anil Kumble appealing to a former leg spinner. Mutual admiration in the art of leg spin. Mutual consideration as well. But that's what he needs, Anil Kumble. He needs wickets early. That's how he stays aggressive, stays dangerous, absolutely relentless as a bowler. around the wicket now. And it's a good delivery, pitched full, but not too many leg before decisions will come his way when he's bowling in that fashion.
Well moved, Dillon. Backing himself with a sweep shot. It's the second one of this over. Had a couple of runs with the other one. This one he's really tried to smoke it.
End of the over, 45 for 3.
Conference between the night watchman, Merv Dillon, and Shivnarine Chanderpaul. A lot of responsibility on the little left-hander. He's probably the right man to take on Anil Kumble. Turn and bounce, but he is class act, Chanderpaul. A lot riding on his shoulders today.
Anil Kumble will continue. He's got 3 fielders on the offside catching and a short leg. Time for change in commentary. It's going to be Ravi Shastri and with him Michael Holding.
Thank you, Sanjay. The pressure will be on Shivnarine Chanderpaul. He scored very heavily against the Indians. And India toured the West Indies, but this is a different ball game. And these are Indian conditions. 2 spinners bowling in tandem. He had a real ball in the West Indies. 562 runs. He's a good player of spin, but his skills will be tested.
Chanderpaul is moving a long way across his stump because I think he realizes that with the ball not spinning back into him a great deal, he has to cover anything that's leaving him. There are 2 men down there in that split cordon. Also a man close up on the offside, still mid off.
It'll be interesting to see if Anil Kumble mixes it up and bowls his wrong one a little more frequently to the left-hander. He's developed that delivery nicely. It comes out a lot slower. He gets bounce and a bit of turn away from the left-hander. Probably that's the reason why he's got a slip and a gully in place, so you might see the wrong one being used. And Chanderpaul off the mark in an area where he scores a lot of runs.
Once he gets right to the pitch, he shouldn't have any problems playing that shot against Anil Kumble. Not a big spin of the ball, plus if you get close enough, you can play across the line.
It's 46 for 3.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ, मैं कुछ कॉल्स करके आई।
ये भी
.46 for 3. Spinners bowling in tandem. No pace this morning. Sourav Ganguly deciding to attack with Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble. That's worked away on the onside. That will reach the boundary. So first boundary for Chanderpaul.
Very strong on the onside as Ravi Shastri has pointed out, so not quite the right line to the bowling. Harbhajan Singh, he has to readjust that line for the left-hander. Has to be starting a lot closer to mid-stump, middle and off-stump than that leg-stump line. Saurav Ganguly, though, electing to change the field a bit. He himself now going to a leg slip position.
And one of the reasons why he's been so successful against the spinners is he plays late. Even when he's playing away on the onside, he doesn't really push at the ball. He's a good nudger and a placer. He accumulates his runs.
Pitching outside the line of leg stump. Doesn't really have a chance of getting an LBW decision once it pitches there. That was Chandra Paul to turn in the Caribbean against India. Again pitching well wide of leg stump. Not going to be fortunate enough to get that on a regular basis. Occasionally the umpires will make a mistake as far as the pitching on the line is concerned, but not so much against the slower bowler. Chandra Paul really had an outstanding series against India in the Caribbean. 3 centuries. 2 half centuries in that last test in Kingston.
That's well bowled. Tidy over, 50 for 3.
Spinners really doing a good job this morning. Not often that you find Saurav Ganguly operating with both spinners together. So many occasions in the past when the pundits thought that it could have happened, it didn't. Started with both this morning.
.50 for 3. West Indies have lost the wicket of Sarwan this morning. Mervyn Dillon still there. Well, it's been a good exhibition of spin bowling and good keeping as well. And Parthiv Patel has been very active behind the stumps. Well, he's learning the tricks of the trade quickly. It's not easy keeping to someone like Kumble and Harbhajan on a track where there's turn and bounce. This will be a great education for him. Remember, he's just 17 years of age. He's not played much first-class cricket. The first time he really kept to Kumble was in a test match, and that was in England. Sachin Tendulkar didn't pick it.
Had no idea where that had gone, Sachin Tendulkar. It was long past him before he realized that he was the man that had to chase.
Shiv Sundar Das is the man standing in the firing line at forward short leg. He's substituting for Rahul Dravid. Dravid not on the field today, but he's a specialist forward short leg fielder, so that should be a big help.
Hasn't got a long way to go when he goes down, Shiv Sundar Das. Will always play on his knees, of course, constantly squatting like that, but at least he's a small man.
52 for 3.
ओह माँ, काम के बाद लड़कियाँ घर आ रही हैं। मैंने कहा मैं उनके लिए चिकन करी बनाऊंगी, लेकिन अब मुझे नहीं मालूम मुझे क्या करना है।
अच्छा लिखो, पहले तो लेना अदरक।
आप जिस काम के लिए भी अपना फोन इस्तेमाल करें, बीट टुगेदर से आप हमेशा बेहतरीन
Linden leg and was heading towards leg stump. Had a bit of space still to travel. Well, the man that mattered, Ashoka De Silva, was convinced it would have hit leg stump, perhaps the outside of leg stump.
Harbhajan Singh continuing.
Of course, when the West Indies were in the field, Zahir Khan was given LBW a similar situation. This was Nagamuto, the bowler. Hit the left pad, then the right pad. Well, if that was out, Sawan was out as well. Not convinced either was out though.
This is the wicket the Indians want badly. He's been such a heavy run getter against the Indians, Shiv Narayan Chandrapaul. Well, Zahir Khan, he'll be thinking as to when he'll get a ball, because the track is spinning, but I do believe the faster bowlers can come into play. The reason why I say the faster bowlers can come into play is because if you look, you just looked at the number of runs Chandrapaul got in the West Indies, and the only 2 times he was dismissed, 3 times he was dismissed by pace bowlers. Srinath got him twice, Zahir Khan once. Never got out to the spinners on that trip. So it will cross Ganguly's mind at some stage. If Chandrapaul is there for a while, he'll look to this man to try and break the partnership. He's got the experience, and both these bowlers will be reasonably fresh.
$52 for 3, the West Indies.
So slow progress by the West Indies, and it's not been easy. The bowling has been tight and accurate. Not many loose deliveries on offer. Kumble continuing. Mervyn Dillon here offering some stiff resistance. Well, he's a tall man, he's looking to get forward.
Mervyn Dillon, I think, is adopting the right technique to play against Anil Kumble. Getting forward almost every delivery, if not every delivery, and playing him almost like a bowler that's drifting into the right-hander, not like a leg spinner. He doesn't spin the ball away from the right-hander a great deal, Anil Kumble. So that's the way I've got to play him, and you've got to get forward. Of course, he's a bit taller than Sarwan. He could do that a lot easier.
Takes the aerial route and does it in style. That's gone all the way for 6. A nice meaty blow from the tall fast bowler.
And I was in the box next door to us before we actually came on here. I was talking to Ian Bishop about this very same thing that Mervyn Dillon is doing. That is Kumble. Keep the play. This was that lofted blow again. That's gone a long way.
Well, I won't be surprised if Ganguly will think of Srinath or Zahir. He's had half an hour, 40 minutes of spin. .58 for 3.
Mervyn Dillon doing an excellent job here for the West Indies this morning. Came in as night watchman yesterday, survived the evening. That's exactly what he needed to do, and has come back this morning and continued to frustrate the Indian bowling.
समझ समझ के समझ को समझो। क्या? समझ समझना भी एक समझ है। आओ समझ समझ के भी जो न समझे मेरी समझ में वो ना समझ है। आई ऑब्जेक्ट। तो आइए आप भी शामिल हो जाइए।
Watches it all the way onto the batter.
Had 4 overs yesterday, Yavagal Srinath. Pitch hasn't really been assisting the fast bowlers a great deal, but the point is that Srinath has missed Chandra Paul twice in the Caribbean, as Ravi Shastri just said. None of the spinners did.
Well, he's only medium fast these days. He's got good control. Very experienced. He was asked to come out of retirement to help India in this Test series. Good overall record. Interesting technique here as Chandrapal stands outside the leg stump and then walks across the stumps just as the bowler is about to deliver. Important thing though is when he's making contact with the ball, his head is still. .58 for 3. So Srinath starting off with the maiden. It just seemed as if he was bowling within himself in that last over, not really bending his back. Jacobs.
आपसे मिलने आ रही हैं एक लखपति कंजूस। मैं कंजूस नहीं हूँ। जिसके साथ है टीना, जिनकी टक्कर में है एक ब्रह्मचारी बॉक्सर और उनके अफलातूनी भांजे। भैया जाए, भैया चले। तुम दोनों हम है दिल वाले, सिर्फ सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन एशिया पर।
Was the aim mid-on. Mid-on is now right back on the boundary at long on. Mid-off is still up. That's the direction in which he should be aiming. Doesn't want to get too carried away though, Mervyn Dillon.
Now that's when he's at his most dangerous, Kumble, when he can get the leg break to go off the straight.
That was a good delivery. Doesn't get the ball to spin away from the right-hander too often. But still, if you're playing for the ball to come back in towards you, you'll miss it by a long way. Been at the crease now for just over an hour, Mervyn Dillon. 65 minutes between yesterday afternoon and this morning. Doesn't want to give his wicket away. Wants to continue frustrating for as long as he possibly can.
Bowling. You can see now Kumble just varying his pace. He's bowling a lot slower. He's mixing it up. When he started this morning, it was 4 quicker deliveries, a couple of slower balls, but it's the other way around now. Bowling. It's chipped in the air, but there's no one at short fine. So Dillon will get the single and keep the strike. 59 for 3. Not a big crowd in here today. It's a little disappointing because they do add to the atmosphere. Thank you very much. That's a pleasant change, because I remember towards the end of my career playing here, I used to get some real stick. Well, I guess it all changed when Bombay won the Ranji Trophy in my last year of first-class cricket. Good on you guys, keep at it. Interesting to see Srinath here, if he peppers Mervyn Dillon with a few short deliveries. There has to be some signs of aggression.
Shiv Sundar Das, as usual, isn't in that forward short leg position, so he should be looking to bowl at least one bouncer in this over. 2 slips and the gully also there waiting.
He's cleaned him up. That's a lovely delivery. Too good for Dillon. Just seemed to hold up and then straighten. So the 4th wicket goes down, and the West Indian captain will have to come out to the centre.
And it's the quickie who has done the job. That was an excellent delivery. He bowled that from pretty wide on.